Studio Green Bean, where inspiration grows. I'm Anna, and today I'll be showing you the tools you need to have in order to make your very own jewelry. In this video, I will go from need to have to nice to have, and as your experience in jewelry making grows, you will probably expand your collection. Let's get started. The first tool that I think is indispensable when making jewelry is a beading mat. This is just a thick, soft pad that you can get at any jewelry store, and it is very nice, especially when you are working with beads. This little baby will make sure that those beads are not going anywhere until you are ready to pick them up. It also works great if you are working with small wire implements or small other small pieces in your jewelry. So definitely get a beading mat first. Next, I will show you my toolkit of my pliers and cutters and other kinds of things that are used for actually working the wire. First of all, the indispensable tool of jewelry making are just these straight up pliers. These are ones that I actually stole from my husband. They're just regular flat pliers that you will use to grab wire and to make sure that you're holding it correctly in order to work it effectively. The next kind of pliers that you absolutely need to have is this round nose plier kind. The difference between those and the regular pliers are that it has these rounded mandrels that are used for making loops in the wire when you are trying to make jump rings or loops for ear wires or other kinds of loops that you may need to do for your designs. Wire comes on a spool, so you will need to be able to cut it. Here are some side cutters. These are made for very soft wire, so that if you are getting steel wire or industrial wire, these are definitely not your best thing to get, but these work pretty well for 20 gauge copper wire, maybe 16 gauge copper wire. So definitely get some wire cutters. If you are working with memory wire, you are going to need memory wire cutters. These are special cutters that are made for cutting memory wire. Do not try to cut your memory wire with your regular cutters because you will damage your cutters. So, if you're working with memory wire, these are your guys. These nylon-jaw pliers are kind of nice to have, but you do not need to have it. These pliers are flat and they have this nylon coating on them to make sure that when you are grabbing your wire, you are not marring it. If you use your regular pliers, you can see that they have kind of ridges on the ends of them. Sometimes those ridges can scratch the coating if your wire is coated, or make this kind of indentions or texture. And if you do not want the texture, then you should definitely use these nylon pliers. If you are working with crimp beads, you will need to have a crimper. This is a neat little tool, and it has two parts to it. The bottom part, that's kind of shaped like a bean, is used for as step one in making your crimp. It will crimp the bead into this kidney bean shape, and the top part that looks just like a circle will actually set the bead and crimp it down on top of your wires. So if crimp beads are needed for your design, definitely need a crimper. These little tools is a nice to have. It's just tweezers for picking up small beads or small pieces of wire. They are especially made for jewelry making, although any kind of tweezer will do if you need one. If you are making wearable jewelry out of wire, you definitely need a file. This kind that I have here has two surfaces. It has a grooved surface that I like for filing wire into a rounded shape, and a flat surface, which you can also use for filing it into a round shape or just kind of filing it to a point. A tape measure or a ruler, so you can measure out lengths of wire to make sure that every piece that you are making, for example for earrings, is the correct size. If you are thinking of making rings, I highly suggest that you get a ring mandrel. This is a nice steel one that you can get online or at craft stores. It has US ring sizes metered out on the side. So you have half sizes and quarter sizes in there as well. So this is a pretty good one. I would suggest to get a steel one, since if you are planning on hammering your wire to harden it, you can hammer it right on this mandrel. The plastic ones, maybe not so good for the hammering. So definitely get one of these babies if you're interested in making wire rings. For making jump rings, that I will cover in a later video, I like to use this Jewelry Tools jump ring maker. It's got a plastic portion that helps you wind the mandrels in, and this one comes with 4 sizes of mandrels. There are 3mm, 5mm, 6mm, and 7mm. And the way that it works is that you you screw in this mandrel to the base. It has a hole here to pass your wire through it, and then you will wind your wire around the mandrel in order to make your jump rings. This is a very nice tool to have if you are interested in wire working. This is a wire twisting tool from Beadalon. You can get this at Michael's or Hobby Lobby or any craft store that will sell jewelry making supplies. The way this works is it has 5 holes in the top here that you insert your wire and secure it. And then, holding it as such, you wind this, this piece on the handle, and you are twisting your wires as they go. Next, I will show you this jig. This is a jewelry jig. It also comes with pins of different sizes. You insert the pins like so into the jig, and then you wrap your wire around it in a specific pattern that you want. The nice thing about this one is that it also came with some basic instructions, but you can definitely create your own patterns and create your own wire making shapes with this thing. Very useful. A tool that I didn't have until recently has proven to be quite nice. This is a coiling gizmo, and here is the package that it comes in. And all it is this thing that screws into, or actually onto your desk. And it has mandrels of different sizes that fit through the holes in here. Okay. You wrap your wire around here, and then you use this portion to coil the wire around this, this mandrel. I like having this tool in addition to the jump ring maker tool because this has 2 very thin mandrels, you can see them here, that are very nice for when you want to get a very tight coil. This is when you want to make either very small jump rings or use them as beads, because this one has the sizes that are kind of in between the sizes of other jump ring makers. So, pretty handy. Finally, if you are very serious about working with wire, you should consider getting a steel block and a chasing hammer. This is a steel block. It is exactly what it sounds like. It is a block of steel that makes hammering on it safe for the surface that you are trying to hammer it on. It also makes the hammering straight and even. This is a chasing hammer that is made specifically for jewelry making. It has a flat side that you will hammer on, and kind of like this round side that can be used for texturing. Thanks for watching. If you have questions or a request for a tutorial that I should do next, leave us a comment or email me at anna@studiogreenbean.com. Craft with us every weekend right here on YouTube and on our blog at www.studiogreenbean.com. Like us on Facebook and subscribe to our channel to see what we're making next. See you next week!